Hola, good morning.
Good morning from San Juan.
San Juan, Puerto Rico. We actually made it from Viejo to San Juan yesterday, and now we are in this beautiful city.
And today we are going to go on a tour with a company called Puerto Rico Tour Desk and a guide named Frankie.
And Frankie's gonna show us around town, and so we're so excited to finally see Viejo San Juan, aka Old San Juan. You're just now walking to the hotel we're supposed to meet up Frankie with.
La Concha, is it?
Like La Concha Resort.
La Concha
and
Resort.
We're just gonna start from there.
Well, where are you visiting? Where's home?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
So, my friend, let me show you here a map of Puerto Rico, so you can have an idea. There you go. See?
Right now we just got dropped off after drive around a little bit of the, I guess, overview of the city, and then we're gonna start our walking tour itself.
Yes, by the way, just so you'll notice I'm squinting a lot. I lost my favorite pair of sunglasses, so I have to get a new pair, but I'll find some later. But yeah, we're gonna spend some time with Puerto Rico Tour Desk today. One thing about today, it is the start of, what is it called? The San Sebastian Festival, which is the biggest festival in San Juan.
Yeah, we're gonna explore it later on, but that's gonna be a different vlog altogether.
Yeah, so Frankie has to find a place to park because it's a little bit hard to park here today. You'll also notice behind us there's a gigantic Christmas tree, and it's the middle of January right now. Puerto Ricans have the longest Christmas ever.
Started right before Thanksgiving and all the way until close to February.
Yeah, the end of this festival. So
we heard Christmas music and we got Christmas ornaments everywhere. So yeah, feel like Christmas in the Caribbean.
Okay, we're gonna go join our tour now and get started.
Yeah.
Behind me on top of the hill, you can see a white house that they built for Ponce de Leon. And if you're from Atlanta, that's one of the famous streets in Atlanta. But Ponce de Leon was supposed to stop here, so they built a house for him, which he never used. And that house is just inside the wall. You can see behind me, this is the wall that completely surrounds San Juan. You can notice that it's built in on a slant a little bit. I think it's about 85 degrees. That's to absorb impact. So if anybody shot at the wall, it would sort of bounce off. So right behind me is the oldest part of the wall in San Juan. And the reason they built it here is because there's a bay, and it's also the part where the city is the lowest. So it made more sense to attack here. It's also the only place that has an actual entrance into the city.
And right now we're about to enter the Old San Juan through the famous San Juan Gate, which is one of the oldest gates. No, I think this is the oldest gate in the city wall.
They make this blue color by the iron and mud and soil. So
you can see the remnants of Hurricane Maria, which was in 2017 all around the country. But this guy over here, just like a tree rooted off from the hurricane, and they painted Puerto Rican flag on the root just to symbolize what it's all about. And for the first pit stop, Frankie took us to this little grocery store in Old San Juan called the Limbers, and he said he's gonna buy us some little frozen treats called the Limbers. And we're just gonna find out what it is, but it's definitely a good time to have little something special from Old San Juan.
orange pineapple, and also it's funny because we call him the orange, we call him China. Orange pineapple.
Orange pineapple.
There you go.
Thank you. But this is one of the best flavors,
Just
supposedly.
like when I went to the area, I was very surprised.
Oh, that's refreshing. Not sure how to eat it though. It just, there's no spoon or anything. I guess keep licking it. There you go.
There you go.
That's funny.
There you go. You see, like a pro.
It's supposed to be slightly pinch it and it start going up.
So enjoy the view out of well.
And then you can just eat it.
We usually see there, but unfortunately
That's much better.
Frozen treats. We're landing here. Here's my teeth. They give it to him one of this, and when he tries, say, "Wow, this is so good." How you call it? They say, "Let's call it limber like you."
So you can see right behind me this blue building with the kind of the castle tower there. It used to be that they were going to put a fort here to defend the harbor, and then they realized this is already inside the harbor, so that anybody who gets here has already, infiltrated the port. So they had to figure out what they were going to do because they'd already spent so much time on that. So what they decided to do was build a palace there, which is the blue building, and in the hopes that someday the King or Queen of Spain might visit, which that person never did. So since that time, this is the governor's mansion, and right now the governor, she lives there, and she's been living there since I think January 5th of 2017, I believe. This hotel that we're in is called El Convento, and it used to be a convent. And there is one room in this hotel that they've kind of left as is and let them put up paintings and things like that to, kind of commemorate the history. And there's some really beautiful paintings here. There's this one with the bread, body, and blood of Christ. There are some really kind of creepy nuns. But it's a beautiful room, and it happens to be the one that's the most air conditioned in the whole hotel. So it's really nice and cool in here.
So we just left the El Convento Hotel, which is a popular venue for wedding here in San Juan. And then the next stop is the San Juan Cathedral. How convenient. So you can just get the ceremony here at the cathedral and then just walk across the street to go to the reception. San Juan Cathedral is the second oldest cathedral in the Americas, and we're about to enter to learn more about it.
So you start to create a city, so the first thing that you build is the cathedral. And then you start to build around the plaza.
And right behind me here is the crypt of Ponce de Leon, who was the first governor of Puerto Rico. He was associated with the Fountains of Youth, and eventually he moved to St. Augustine and got finally brought back here to get married.
So somebody say that.
Inside the entrance is a very large painting of San Sebastian, who's the saint that this festival in San Juan is commemorating. And I actually think it looks like a shirtless shot from GQ. But that's who we're here to celebrate for the next few days.
They bring the guitar, they bring the maracas, and they bring the guiros, so they're gonna do like a party in your house, right, with the music.
One of the cool places that we stopped on our tour around Old San Juan is a store called El Galpón. It is right outside the cathedral, and if you want to stop in, they have a lot of stuff here that is all handmade. It's a little bit pricey, but it's very, very high quality. A lot of things like the Three Kings, if you want, I guess you would call it a Panama style hat. These things are all handmade, and we're not being sponsored by these people, but we walked in here and just some of the things are actually quite nice, including they have a lot of cigars if you're into that. It's all locally produced.
We're gonna put the link down below.
Yeah, we'll put the link to the place below.
Definitely check it out.
Like, my eyes are going everywhere. If you want authentic Puerto Rican stuff, this is one of the places you can get it.
Our next pit stop is this whole pigeon, basically a pigeon stop. I've just never seen so many pigeons my whole life in one concentrated place. That's all landed. Of course, it makes sense. Just right behind me, there's a bunch of holes in the old wall they built just specifically to house some of the pigeons. And we get thousands of pigeons here, really, and some of them live inside these holes. After a quick stop at the narrowest house in the Western Hemisphere, our next stop is in this restaurant called the Barranchina.
Barranchina.
Yeah, it's called the Barranchina, and this is one of the two places that they claim to be the birthplace of Piña Colada in 1963. So we're gonna have a little sample here before we continue on with our journey around San Juan. Got our sample from Barranchina, the Piña Colada right here. Or if I got two Piña Coladas, one for each hand, there we go.
Would you like two Piña Coladas? One for each hand. Well, if I'm being honest, I'm not much for sugary drinks, so I dumped most of mine into Hollis.
Love it.
But it was nice and pineapple-y.
Yes.
If that was where it was invented, they did a pretty good job.
We were told there's like two locations here in Puerto Rico, and there's one of them, right? Hilton Caribe, yeah. So
Frankie has told us that he's taking us to a restaurant now It is lunchtime and I'm a bit hungry, so.
And we just walked by a plaza. We're just getting ready for the street festival. So there's a lot of vendors and you can smell all
It
the
smells so good.
yeah, all the fried food and fritters.
Everything here is fried, and I don't mind that at all. I can't wait.
Roasted turkey.
Frankie's taking us to a place called Cafe Manolin. It's kind of like a diner. And I ordered the filet of chicken. And what did you order?
I get the mofongo.
Mofongo. Roasted green plantain stuffed with chicken. See how it tastes?
Yeah. My mofongo just came out and it just smells wonderful. It just really mashed plantain with chicken on it. Oh, it's really good. It's juicy and they have a lot of spices in it. It's just kind of like a curry almost with instead of like potatoes, but it is just plantain. Like you get some kind of crispiness inside, but it's all meshed together into this pile.
I won't say that was a top of the line restaurant or anything, but it was pretty good.
Oh, it is absolutely good.
Yeah, well, yours was way better than mine.
Yes.
I just got a plain chicken breast, and I knew that was going to happen. You had the mofongo, was really good.
Mofongo is really, really good. Guys, you have to go there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so $22 for 2 people, including a drink. That was really good.
Yeah, in Old San Juan.
Yep. Well, that wraps up our day touring Old San Juan with Puerto Rico Tour Desk and our tour guide, Frankie.
And Frankie is really knowledgeable and so friendly, and that's one thing I like about small group tours, that you can get all your questions answered.
Yeah, Frankie and his team can personalize any tour you want. So if you know what you want to do in Puerto Rico, they can personalize it to your liking. We'll leave a link in the description for Frankie so you can book with him when you come to Puerto Rico. Totally worth it.
Definitely recommended, highly recommended.
We got the big cruise ship in today, so there's a lot of tourists around. It's the Harmony of the Seas Royal Caribbean.
Of course, today is the kickoff for the San
right, yeah.
Sebastian Festival, and a lot of cruise lines try to coordinate so that they can come here for the festival and then leave again.
So on the next vlog, we're going to have a little bit more about the San Sebastian Festival.
Yeah, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to our channel, and we really think you should because we're kicking off our round the world trip.
Oh yeah.
Please subscribe. And if you want a notification,
don't forget to click the bell.
ring that bell.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Coladas, one for each hands. What's the word?
I don't know.
Sail Captain Morgan. Anyway, there we go. Viejo.